Okay, let's try this again. Round 2 for the next. I can spell. Let's try this again. Now that I'm not dissociating. Okay, we're at the cafe because we just made it through the water after escaping Gidget. Or at least it would be if it weren't so dark and eerily deserted. I let myself amble somewhat aimlessly around the main dining area, almost as though making a show of searching for someone. But clearly my heart isn't really in the search. I sit down at one of the tables instead, rest my chin in my hands. Maybe he's really annoyed at me. I wouldn't blame him. I annoy myself all the time. I pause, blink. I'm still thinking about him. What's wrong with me? I've never been so hung up on something like this in my life. Or someone. I tap my finger idly at the marble surface of the table. It's true, my feelings towards Genzo are different than my friends towards the others. I feel very safe around him, like I belong, somehow. It's the same thing I thought earlier back at his shop. Being around him doesn't sap me of energy like it does with the others. And when he smiles at me, it makes me happy. Happy? Makes me fucking ecstatic. I groan and rub my face. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. Why can't I have normal feelings like a normal fucking human being? Everyone else in the entire world seems to have figured this shit out already. A sound outside catches my attention. Just as I turn my head, it grows from a lone clatter to a veritable cataphy. What the? I jolt from my chair, heart quickening, leaping into overdrive. I run towards the door, ear to the grain. The sounds continue. A scuffle of some sort, then abruptly come to a stop. I keen my ears, fingers trembling nervously against the wood of the door. Okay, okay, you got me. I surrender. Who are you? You don't look like one of the citizens here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Easy's good. Easy on the goods. I like it rough, but not that rough. Disgusting human. I'm taking you in. His Majesty will, love playing with you. Genzo. I react before my brain has a chance to register what I'm doing. I storm straight out the door. Genzo. Only to instantly blanch. Genzo is being held aloft in the middle of the street by a duo of rabbit guards. Extremely tall rabbit guards. And at my brazen entrance, all three sets of eyes turn toward me. Who's this one? Scrawny little guy, ain't he? Genzo's face has gone white. That's, Then he seems to get an idea. Boys, whoa, whoa. You better watch out. I'm getting away. He begins to wriggle and tug against the rabbit's grip. Stop that wiggling. 284. Would you give me a hand? You know, I really wish you would just call me Jerry. Both rabbits turn their attention back to Genzo. I can only imagine this is supposed to be some kind of distraction so I could run away. But fuck that. Head on a swivel, I search my environment for something long and hard. My gaze lands on a rake leaning up against the side of the cafe. Perfect. I grab it, let out a roar, then charge. The rabbits never seen it coming. I whack them across their shoulders, their backs, their legs, again and again and again. One whip-like lash after the other, till my breath is run ragged and my voice is hoarse. When I finally pause to admire my handiwork, I see both of them staring at me in confusion. None the worse for wear. Except maybe me. The Genzo's eyeballing me as though I sprouted a second head. Shit. I readjust my grip on the handle of the rake. I have to try again. I raise the rake backwards above my head. For the nearest rabbit to swat me across the back with the flat side of his spear. Slap. The impact sends me straight to the ground. I last but a second after my skull hits the cobblestones. Then blackout. Oh my god. Well, his intentions were good, right? Oh. I'm woken from my stupor by the slap of a marble against my face. That tickled me. I groan. A trundle of drool works its way down between my lips and to tickle the tile. Eggs? A voice hisses next to me. And when I blurrily sit up, I see Genzo with his arms held behind his back, one of the rabbit guards. One of the many rabbit guards. My eyes widen as I attempt to comprehend our situation. There's a whole circle of them surrounding us. And past them, the room opens up to a gigantic hall with ceilings that reach for the sky. I can only stare up in awe as I try to massage away the residual pain in my jaw. Iggy! Genzo hisses again, then tugs against the grip of it on his arms with a grunt. Let go of me, you overgrown Easter bunny. He manages to wriggle free one last zealous heave and promptly face plants to the floor. Apparently the guards don't actually care at this point because they don't try to re-grab him. Eggs, you okay? He asks with a shake of his head before crawling over. That big lug of a bug whapped you a good one. I rub the side of my head. I think so. Just a little out of it. I toss another glance around of our surroundings. Where are we? That big eyesore of a castle we saw on the way up. Somebody's clearly compensating for something with this place. Genzo's smile falls, then returns, then falls again. He scratches at the hair beneath his cap. You, attacked the 7-foot-tall rabbit with a broom for me. I stop, stare at him, feel my cheeks start to burn. It was a rake, actually. Oh, right. Attention! The sudden screech from behind us nearly sends my hands to my ears. All the rabbits pull a quick, synchronous salute that echoes off the walls. It's quiet for a moment. Then, from the far hallway, a small figure emerges, clapping its hands together slowly. That was quite the show you put on down in the village. It's Orlum. Fucking Orlum. sporting a gaudy-ass fuck crown, a red velvet cape with white and black fur, and assorted on either side by a pair of over-embellished rabbit attendants. My jaw drops nearly to the floor. Genzo wobbles to his feet. I can see him trying his hardest not to laugh. Well, that explains the aura of Portnit's dickhead dripping off the walls of this place. As pleasant a mouth as always, I see. Well, it doesn't explain why the fuck you sent your long-eared flunkies after us. Do you even know how many times those things have tried to kill us? But Genzo, dear, they're only doing their duty. Orlum oozes over and loops an arm around Genzo's shoulder. Their constant surveillance is essential to the smooth operation of this kingdom. After all, we wouldn't want any miscreants running amok down here, now would we? He gives Genzo's nose a... Why do they gotta use different words? He gives Genzo's nose an affectionate squeeze at this. Genzo looks about 50 shades of uncomfortable. I guess not. Besides, I'm a busy man. I can't keep track of everything my men do down here. Let me make it up to you. Orlum leans in close. It's a wonder their foreheads don't touch. But just as abruptly pulling away and raising his fingers with a snap. Guards, get them cleaned up, would you? I want them looking spotless for the feast tonight. As he glides away, and as a set of rabbit attendants scurry forward, bobbing and bowing and ushering us off, it's all I could do to shoot Genzo a look of sheer bewilderment and a rapid-fire series of developments. What? The actual... Fuck. Never in my life have I felt more exposed. Standing in the middle of the tub with my arms raised, I eye my rabbit attendant warily as he scrubs me down. Is this really necessary? I ask, trying to disguise the tremor in my voice as I watch him tackle my thighs. Stand still. I jerk back to attention and spend the rest of the bath with my eyes trained to the far wall. Once the cleansing had finished, and I feel as though I've lost about 3 layers of skin, I'm toweled off and dressed in thick white robe. Then it's to the large vanity where my curls are blown dry and where I'm given a choice view of the state of my face for the first time. I grimace at the mirror. My eyes are a strange mixture of purple and red and dark, like 2 sunken holes in the middle of my face. Surrounded by thick purplish brown rings that make me look like some kind of degenerate raccoon. My cheeks are lined with more bruises, a strange mixture of green, purple, and brown dotted with dark red scabs. My attendant finishes brushing out my now fuzzy hair, and I place my glasses back on my nose, thankful for their thick frames hide some of the damage. There's a knock at the door. Another rabbit enters the room, holding a neatly folded set of clothes. It takes me a second to realize they're my own. Wait, when did you... When they've been cleaned and dried and perfectly pressed. I have no idea how. I couldn't have been in the bath longer than 20 minutes. I'm given no explanation, of course. Instead, shuffled back over to the changing area, where my attendant promptly sets to work fitting me into the newly cleaned attire. I raise my arms and he tugs my shirt over my head, smoothing it carefully across my front and back, then tugs me into my pants and cinches the waist tight with a clasp. Infantilized doesn't even come close to how this entire situation has made me feel. Once I'm finally finished, my attendant leads me back into the hall. Genzo and his attendant emerge from the door on the opposite side at almost exactly the same time. He looks disturbed. Was that the weirdest fucking thing you ever experienced, or did they do something different to you? He hisses as our attendants guide us back downstairs. You mean the bathing and everything? Yes. Then his eyes grow sharp. Nobody did anything to you, did they? I blink, look away. My cheeks feel warm. No, it was fine. A little uncomfortable, but that was all. I see him chew the inside of his cheek as he looks at me. Finally, he gives my shoulder a little squeeze of reassurance. You're safe now, yeah? Not that I really trust the fucker downstairs, but what's the worst he can do? Weird us the fuck out like normal? A laugh. I simply nod. The cold sense of dread clutching in my bowels has yet to fully recede, but I can feel its grip loosening somewhat. Move along, one of the attendants barked from behind us, which sends us scuttling back to our gear and moving quickly down the hall. As we're descending the steps, Genzo starts to fidget. Hey, sorry about earlier. I try to turn, but my rabbit attendee gives me an impatient shove from behind to keep me moving. Back in the town. Needed some time to think is all. It's fine. It was a good idea to split up, I say quickly, waving my hands in dismissal. Genzo just winces. And when we reach the bottom of the stairs, he turns his attention to our increasingly grandiose surroundings. Titanic-sized flags line either side of the corridor, almost as though welcoming a colossal beast. And a brilliant red carpet bisects the middle, leading the way to an equally and impressive door. Jesus. Two rabbit attendees step to the side as the doors open on their own like magic, revealing an enormous golden ballroom. And at its center, a long table piled high with some of the most opulent food I've ever seen in my life. My eyes practically bug out of my head. But even as I eye the food, I feel a gurgle of disappointment bubbling up inside my gut. Next to me, Genzo doffs his cap and holds it to his chest. Mary Mother of Jesus. Hungry, gentlemen? You've walked an awful long way. You deserve a treat. Genzo twitches. I'm not even going to comment on how weirdly sexual that sounded. Orlem just smiles, his already heavily lidded eyes squinting further in amusement. Yes, everything is sex to you, isn't it? You've always liked to have your cake and eat it too. Oh, because you're the patron saint of purity. Orlem ignores him. He ambles over and throws his arms around both our shoulders. Come, come. Enough loitering around in this drafty doorway like a bunch of simpletons. My chef has put on a lot of heart into this meal. It would do him a disservice to let it go cold. Genzo winces, but allows himself to be guided toward the table all the same. It is a rather tempting sight. We're seated on either side of the table. More sets of rabbit attendants scurry to ready our chairs. Orlem himself sits at the head of the table with an extravagant throne, and looks like it could fit 5 of him inside of it. He leans back amongst the piles of cushions and blankets lining the seat, chin balanced on his palm. He raises his arm in the air and snaps his fingers. One of the rabbit attendants waiting aside the far door darts over and places a golden wine glass in his outstretched hand and immediately fills it. Orlem swirls it, takes a sip, glances at us, both simply watching him in awkward disbelief. He waves his hand in expiration. Eat! Eat! I snap my head back toward the food. I am hungry. Famished, even. though something about the food seems off. Something I can't quite put my finger on. Something tingling the back of my brain like a dream fizzled at the edge of consciousness. I shake my head. Now's not the time to let myself get disconnected from reality. We need to eat, if only to regain our strength. With only a slight pause, I reach forward and begin grabbing some of the best-looking items off the table, filling my plate. Genzo snorted as he forks a giant slice of roast and rips half of it with his teeth. He doesn't seem all concerned about the food if the giant pile on his plate is any indication. You sure get everyone whipped around here. I mean, what do you expect? I am the king. I can do whatever I want. No one's gonna stop me. He takes another gulp of his wine. Feels good to be respected for once. I poke at my potatoes and watch the gravy run over the side into my asparagus. When I glance up, Orlem's looking at me. He's got that little grin again, almost as though he can somehow feel my growing discomfort. I bring a spoonful of stuffing to my mouth. Haircut, Iggy? What? I promptly choke on my spoon. Your hair. I couldn't help but notice it's lacking its usual volume. A bit choppy, though. Should go to somebody else next time. I drop my gaze back to my plate and swallow the stuffing with an over-exaggerated gulp. Right, yeah. Orlem rests his chin on his fist with a snicker. At any rate, I can get you gentlemen some wine? His arm goes up before we have a chance to respond, and another snap sends two rabid attendants to the table with ready glasses to serve us. I'm not really sure I should be drinking alcohol right now, but I also don't really feel I'm in a position to say no. Oh, sure. Don't mind if I do. Genzo promptly downs half his glass in one gulp. I just look at mine in growing discomfort. The deep red color makes it look like blood. My stomach twists. Turn my gaze back to Orlem instead. He's not looking at me anymore. Or the food. In fact, his eyes are focused on Genzo. He's staring at Genzo, leaning forward, chin in his hand, grinning from ear to ear. His gaze follows Genzo's every move, from the movement of the wine glass from mouth to table, to forkfuls of cottage pie he shuffles into his mouth. If my stomach had been twisting before, it's absolutely contouring now. Why does all of this feel so familiar? And not just familiar, dread-inducing. Orlem picks up a fork and uses it to cut off a small piece of bright red meatloaf. He jabs it into the tines, then floats it in Genzo's direction. Try some of the loaf. No! I reach toward and with a squawk before I could even stop myself. Both of them turn toward me with identical looks of confusion. I feel my cheeks start to burn. What's wrong, Eggs? Got something against meatloaf? Genzo just laughs. I don't know what to say. I don't even know why I'd done that myself. I tug at my collar, all of a sudden feeling very warm. I have a bad feeling is all. I bring my hand to my face. I don't know. Orlem lowers his fork with a smile. It's no surprise, really. You seem to have gone through quite the ordeal. That can't have been good on your mental health? I lower my head, clasp and unclasp my hands. I guess, yeah, I suppose so. Orlem stares at me for a good second longer. He takes a sip from his wine, sits back. You didn't happen to run into Gidget, did you? He asked, balancing his elbow on the arm of his throne. I twitch as a chill runs up my spine. Gidget. Well, my throat feels incredibly tight. You'll be mine forever. I'm having trouble forming the words to a response. Fortunately, Genzo saves me. We sure fucking did. Not that it did us any favors, he says with a grumble that sends tiny flecks of cornbread out through his teeth. Oh? He raises a brow. And here I thought you'd be treated as honored guests, given Gidget's pallid civilities. Another twitch. My own little Iggy. I stare down at a spot on my pants. Is it blood? I can't tell. There's been so much of it. Seeping down my cheeks. Flooding my eyes. She's doing quite well for herself, though, yes? Some of those shoots she's doing positively erotic. Orlem rubs his chin with a lavish skyward gaze. I confess to having subscribed to her work myself. Get it every week through the Royal Mail. I'm not one to say no to the initiate beauty of the flesh, after all. Not that I don't get my fill here. Why, I go to bed with a different woman every night. The noble women. They can't get enough of me. Well, that's what he meant by that, and why he couldn't, say her name. I keep special housing close by for the most desirable of my royal subjects. We have grand parties every night. Sometimes I even have 4 or 5 of them join me at Oh, shut up already. No one wants to hear about your gross sexual escapades. Genzo rolls his eyes. Orlem stops, gives Genzo a ballast glare. Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you're only interested when men are involved. Uh-oh. It's about to get ugly. This next scene, I hope Genzo just decks him. Genzo's face goes white. Orlem. He hisses, all of a sudden looking incredibly nervous. This seems to give Orlem pause. He blinks, looks at me. It practically melts into an impish little smirk. Oh, I see. You still haven't told him yet, have you? Told me what? I asked with an arch of my brows. He taps his chin. You know, I did always wonder why you never told him in particular. Isn't he your best friend? Orlem, please. Genzo's brows twist in panic. I hear his chair squeak as he jerks forward. Because it's really curious if you think about it. Orlem taps his fingers to his lips. Peers at the ceiling as though really thinking on this. Genzo just throws a hairy glance at my direction. He looks as white as a sheet. But before he can say anything and before the pieces can fully connect in my head, Orlem turns his attention back towards me. But not nearly as curious as Iggy. Genzo I can read. But Iggy, you've always been a bit of an enigma to me. He leans forward, hand on his chin, eyes narrowed. The sudden scrutiny makes me sweat. I pull up on my collar and I shift back in my chair. Me? I'm just me. I mean, I don't have any... Yes, you? Yes, just you. The you who's had beautiful girl fawning for him for years, yet has never reciprocated. And as far as I know, has never dated either. No, not even in college. Don't tell me. His eyes widen in amusement. Something's broken? It's not... My tongue feels about 5 times its normal size. I feel the flesh rising to my cheeks. Is it physical? Little Iggy not able to rise to the occasion. Orlum looks positively fascinated now, leaning up and out of his chair in his growing excitement. Or could it be mental? Childhood trauma, perhaps? Did someone take advantage of poor little Orlum! Genzo rises to his feet so fast he nearly knocks his glass over. For fuck's sake, leave the guy alone. Orlum grins, but he does sit back, lounging in his throne with a swish of his wine glass. I was merely asking him a question. Guy talk and all that. We never have done it enough of it. I could feel the sweat leaking down my forehead, the back of my neck soaked on my collar. I look from Orlum to Genzo, then back to my lap. I need to say something. I'm just picky. I guess I don't know, picky? I haven't found anyone I really like yet. My head sinks lower and lower towards my collarbone. Picky isn't really the right word, but I don't know how else to explain it. I don't really understand it myself. I just don't have the urge to do that with, well, anyone. I'm overcome with feeling of shame. Maybe I am broken. I stare down at my lap, my fingers curling to the fabric of my pants. There's picky, then there's ridiculous. Orlum finally says in wonderment, taking an overly large sip of his wine. When I finally summoned the courage to raise my head, I see Genzo staring at me. His face it's unreadable is what it is, which makes me feel even worse. I finally snap my gaze back to my food. I quickly snap my gaze back to my food. The trundles of doubt that had been semi-successful at trimming back are beginning to resprout with a flourish. I need to steer this conversation in a different direction pronto. I take an overzealous bite of my sausage and promptly choke. So, anyway, I ask between coughs as I pound on my chest. I take a slug of wine and wash it down. What are your plans, down here, with all of this? My plans? Orlum sits back, gazes around. Turn this place into a proper kingdom, I suppose. There's still so many inefficiencies, a smirk. And I'd like to eventually expand. So much of this world is still unexplored. Think of all that untapped potential. I pause, with the tines of my forks between my lips. That sounds pretty extensive. You're not going back then? I throw a glance toward Genzo at this, perhaps searching for a backup, I don't know. But he's not looking at me. He's grown quiet, and is now just poking at his food. Well, of course I will eventually. But what's the point in rushing back? Bit of a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity we've got here. Wouldn't want to waste it. I guess. My gaze falls. I let my fork drop to my plate. What little appetite I had vanished completely. I'm not feeling too hot. I bring a hand up to my forehead and wipe the curls from my clammy skin. My throat feels positively parched. I grope for the wine glass, but must misjudge the distance because I promptly knock it over instead. Shit. I jerk backward to catch it? I don't know, but the damage is already done. The red quickly seeps across the tablecloth. Sorry. It's no bother. Things happen. Orlum snaps his fingers, and a set of attendants rush over, begin mopping up the mess. Shame tickles my cheeks. Genzo finally looks up at me, his face softening in concern. Everything okay, Ix? You don't look so great. I don't I guess maybe I'm feeling a bit weird. This is apparently enough to prompt him into action, because in the next moment, he's to his feet. He turns to Orlum. You said you got rooms for us? Of course, of course. Bit of rest will surely do the trick. He's no doubt exhausted. Orlum just smiles and snaps his fingers again. Guards, take Ignatius to the room we've prepared. He needs his rest. 2 guards emerge from the main doorway, then march over and pull my chair away from the table. I stand up with a little wobble, a rush of blood sending momentary stars across my eyes. Genzo hesitates for a second, then pushes himself up a way to make his way around the table. He reaches me as the guards start leading me toward the exit. You sure you're okay? He reaches for my shoulder and decides against it. He pulls back. You want me to make sure you get settled? In case you need anything? Pause for a moment, then nod. Sure. Despite the awkwardness of the table, having a familiar face in this place would still be a welcome respite. Though perhaps not just any face. Whoops. His face in particular. As long as he doesn't think I'm a complete weirdo after all that. But even if Genzo does think that, he doesn't say anything. In fact, he actually seems somewhat relieved at my response. He gives me a little smile and reaches forward, tentatively placing a hand on my shoulder for support. Then the guards lead us both out of the hall. Back at the table, back at the table, Orlum is lounging in his throne, eyes raised in curious thought as he watches us leave. Sleep well now. My head is really starting to feel fuzzy now. Sweat dribbles down the back of my neck, and cold chills sends goosebumps up and down my arms. A guard takes us up multiple flights of stairs, and my legs feel more jellified than with each landing we reach. Finally, we turn down a hallway lined with ornately carved doors. They open the second door to the left and beckon us inside. It's delightfully dim inside, nothing but a fluttering candelabra on the bedside table to light the room. And quiet, too. Somehow it cools the intense beating starting up at the back of my head. Come on, let's get you in bed, Genzo says softly and leads me toward the bed. It's enormous, piled high with white soft pillows, and when I shirk off my pants and slip under the sheets, it feels heavenly on my skin. Thanks, Genzo. Hey, what are friends for? Am I right or am I right? But he seems to grimace at himself at this. Anyway, he glances around. Maybe I shack up at the chair over there, huh? And in case you need anything, once you're good and out, I'll find one of the rabbit fellas to show me my own room. I nod, but already my eyes are starting to creep shut. Tired. So tired. I don't even see Genzo finish his trek to the chair before they close completely. Hot. Dizzy. Tired. There's a thump in the base of my skull. My face feels clammy and flushed. I hope I haven't come down with something. I wonder for a moment if Genzo is comfortable, then drift off to restless sleep. She's after me again. I can see her around every corner, hands outstretched, breath hot, face flushed. Icky, she coos. I can feel her hands on me, on my cheeks, my neck, running through my hair, sliding across my chest. You're mine, Iggy. Now her hands are moving lower. Her fingers dance across my stomach, play with the fly on my pants. You don't need to be confused anymore. I'll fix you, Iggy. They dip inside. I open my mouth to protest. But now her hands are there too. On my cheeks, clutching into my skin, wrenching my head backwards as though other set of fingers begin to explore, begins to touch, begins to caress. I'll teach you exactly what you should want. Her thumbs find my eyes, pushing, pushing. I scream, but nothing comes out. Then sit up with a gasp. Black. Everything is black and quiet. Quiet except for the rapid hammering of my heart. Where am I? I look around, rub my face, rub at my eyes, check that my eyes are still there, still intact. Holy hell, eggs. I jerk back at the voice, arms curling around my midsection and swallowed dry breaths pushing past my lips. Hey, 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 hey. Movement. Then something sits on the side of the bed. I see Genzo's cap first, orange even in darkness. Then as my eyes further adjust, his face comes into view, round and worried. You're fine. Everything's fine. Mumbling and moving something. You're fine. Everything's fine. Mumbling and moving something crazy in your sleep, though. He chuckles. My mind zeroes in on that. On him. On that one point of comfort and safety in the inky blackness of the room. Then I moved forward. I curl up against him, my head on his shoulder. I feel him tensed against me. He doesn't move. Not at first, at least. He just sits there, muscles frozen. Then he looks skyward, almost as though seeking an answer from some otherworldly being. Finally, he brings his arm around me, shifting me over into his lap, and gently repositioning me against his front. Yeah. You're fine. You're fine. I breathe into his shoulder, long, slow, deep, calming breaths. My heart slowly begins to basically slow down, is what it's saying, soothed by the soft motion of his hand against my back. It's like being in a nest of warmth, completely and utterly safe. Just lying there against his chest, moving up and down with his belly. Calm. Secure. I sit up slowly, just enough so I can see his face. And then I do something I'd never done before in my entire life. I press my lips against his. It's quick and soft and chaste. Barely more than a brush, really. But it's still a kiss. An actual kiss. His hand stops moving, clenching instead against my back, and his chest suddenly rises with his sharp intake of air. I pull back. He just looks at me for a moment, eyes wide. Holy hell, Eggs. It's his same line from earlier, but now it's low and hoarse. I hear him swallow. He opens his mouth, closes it, opens it again. Finally, I've been wanting to do that for... He doesn't finish. He doesn't look at me either, staring down somewhere around my neck, and his hands clench and unclench in the fabric of my shirt. Sorry. Fuck. Look at me, I'm all fucking... He looks at me and I swear I see water dancing on his eyes. Then he grabs me, pulls me in close, tight, kisses me again, harder this time. One of his hands digs into my curls, as the other moves up under my shirt, fingers roaming my skin. Now it's my turn to freeze. My muscles lock up, breath catching at the back of my throat. My heart starts up again, faster and faster, thudding painfully against the inside of my chest. Genzo notices almost instantly. He stops and pulls back. Oh, fuck, wait. Was I wrong? Was that wrong? Fuck, I'm so fucking stupid. My body calms back down, slumping as my muscles untie themselves. I bring my hands to my face, to my hair, rubbing the damp skin. Now comes the fear. Fear of rejection. Fear of the anger that'll follow. I shake my head. No, I swallow, my throat dry. I just can't. That makes me uncomfortable. That? I bite down on my tongue, trying to search for the right words. That kind of touching? I wince, then pull up my hair with a groan, frustrated at myself, embarrassed at myself. I'm sorry. I don't know what's wrong with me. Maybe I need more time? It's not that I don't like you. I think I might like you very much, but I just... The anxious feelings of awkwardness grows with every word, and I feel myself shrinking in on myself with an effort to disappear. Genzo blinks in silence, then cocks his eyebrow with a smile. The fucker actually laughs. Is that all? You actually had me worried for a sec. I bring my head back up, face no doubt a weird mixture of confusion and apprehension. You think I care about that? Fuck eggs. To be honest, I feel like I was always kind of new. To be honest, I feel like I always kind of knew. But I don't care. I don't care about any of that. Just being with you is enough for me. More than enough for me. You don't think I'm broken? Bro. He stops, blinks, looks at me with a mixture of confusion and sadness. Oh, fuck that. And fuck anyone that thinks that. He reaches forward, grabs me back into a hug. A calm, gentle warmth of the previous hug, just holding me against him. There's nothing wrong with you. And don't let anyone ever make you feel otherwise, you hear me? It takes a second for the impact of this to fully resonate with my brain. Then it hits me. It's like a wave of something just completely runs through my entire body. My muscles, limbs. Everything going limp. With the release of tension I didn't even know I'd been holding. My chest unclenches. My heart unclenches. Even my eyes unclench, quickly filling up with big salty tears. It's okay. It's actually okay. I'm okay. This thought seems to spark me into motion, to return control to my body, and in that instant I return the hug with everything I've got, squeezing myself against him and into him. My own safe little cocoon, where there aren't any expectations, no judgment, just love, acceptance. I'm not sure how long we sit there, just like that. Finally, Genzo's grip loosens, and he runs a hand through my choppy hair. I'm guessing you're still fuck all tired, huh? I'm pretty fucking exhausted too. Maybe we should get some sleep then. He glances over the pillows, then winces, suddenly unsure. I mean, if it's okay. It takes a moment, then I realize what he's asking. I grin somewhat awkwardly. Yeah, it's fine. His resulting grin would have lit up a room. I crawled back under the covers as he sidles out of his jacket and heavy pants, and I watch him come rolling over to join me. Soon both of us are curled up beneath the sheets, eyes closed, breath heavy, and my head just barely touching his shoulder. I don't see her again the rest of the night. The next time I open my eyes, it's morning. The sun's pouring in from the window to paint warm square of light across the sheets. I left a nice patch of drool on the pillow, and a thin layer of crust has built up at the corners of my eyes. I blink, yawn, push myself up to a seat with a quiet groan. Genzo's still asleep next to me. He's on his back, face pointed to the ceiling, jaw slack. Then whistling snores punctuate his breathing. I watch him for a few moments, hugging my legs in against my chest. I can't stop the small smile from forming on my lips. For the first time in, well, for a while, I feel calm. It's nice. My brows furrow momentarily. What does all this make me then? I've never thought about it before. Maybe because thinking about those expectations made my mind want to avoid the topic altogether. But just being with someone like this, girls, guys, apparently it doesn't matter. It's not like I've never had fantasies of being held before, of having someone there to care for me, care about me. But that warm presence has never had a face before, or a gender. All I know now is that warm presence is Genzo, and I'd like that very much. I chew on the inside of my cheek, then feel the telltale need to release building up just beneath my stomach. I throw a glance around the room. No bathroom in here. There must be one in the hall. So I slide off the side of the bed, shrug my pants on, giving my hips a little shimmy when my half asleep limbs can't find the last bit of necessary energy to get the fabric over my thighs. I snatch my glasses off the bedside table as I make my way to the door, pausing for a moment to let my view come into full focus before slowly and softly creaking the handle open. I slip out, pull the door closed behind me, search down the hall for any sign of a door that screams bathroom. But all the doors look the same. I turn the opposite direction, then nearly jump 10 feet in the air. Marlum's standing 2 doors down, just watching me. He's got a trio of rabbit guards behind him. I take a nervous step backward, open my mouth to say something. Get the sweet serenade of romance. Orlum clasps his hands together, bringing them to his cheek. He begins slinking toward me. Have a nice night, did you? One cannot help but notice the gallant knight does it not returneth to his room. Pray tell, was hero's sword plunged into gentle flower's blushing bouquet? Ugh. I turn away. It wasn't like that. And start walking down the hall. Oh? Orlum sidles up against me, lips curled into an impish grin. Then perhaps true love doth reign over lust? How delightfully advantageous for me. What's that supposed to mean? I jerk away as he tries to put an arm around my shoulder. Simple, really. Here I was trying to figure out the best way to make my greatest adversary suffer. And now the perfect opportunity has fallen right into my lap. I stop, raise an eyebrow, and turn toward him. A spark of unease rises up my spine to the base of my skull. What are you talking about? But the answer's not to come. I see Orlum raise his hands to his sides in amused futility. Then suddenly something comes down over my head, encasing my face and plunging my world into darkness. Bring my hands to my neck, trying to pull it off, trying to wrench away the hands keeping it there. But already my consciousness is fading in and out. Take him to one of the stalls, I hear Orlum say right before I pass out completely. The next time I open my eyes, I'm in a small rectangular room. Something itchy pokes at my cheeks and arms. When I pull back enough to bring the world into focus, I found myself lying in what appears to be carpeted hay. What? I try to sit up, but quickly realize I can't. My hands and ankles have been tied behind me, making it impossible to do much more than roll over onto my back. I blink, squint, peer through my hazy vision. It's dim, but not completely dark. I can see the walls caging me in on all sides of the box of thick stone. There's a door a few feet away, nothing but a small barred window at the top to reveal the world outside. I groan, try to move into a slightly more comfortable position. Errant bits of hay scratch at my arms and poke at my midsection. What the fuck is this? I remember Orlum, that cloying smile of his. Then after that, everything's gone black. Where the hell's he taking me? I let out a long, slow breath to try and calm myself down, even as the trembles of panic rise up in my belly. This has got to be some sort of sick joke, right? I don't have long to wait. After only a few minutes of uncomfortable silence, I hear footsteps in the hall, distant voices bouncing off the far walls. They approach the door. I can't tell how many there are, good number at least, then stop. I hear Genzo's voice through the open window. The surprise is in here? What is it? Your secret porn stash? Just what kind of messed up stuff do you got going on? You get off on. He sounds annoyed. Oh no, it's much better than that. Much more interactive. Oh, so your fuck machine's done. The handle rattles, turns. Then the door creaks open. I instinctively recoil from the incoming light. I don't see Genzo's face when he sees me. I don't want to see Genzo's face when he sees me. Somehow the thought leaves me feeling mortified. I hear him, though. Hear him sucking his breath. Hear his feet skid across the ground. Hear the guards grab him and hold him back. He grunts as he tugs against them. What the fuck is this? When I finally look up, Orlam has his hands splayed as though about to present a prologue to a theatrical epic. What's wrong? Don't you like it? Did you hurt him, you sick fuck? No, 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 no. Not yet, anyway. Simply giving him an insider's tour of my stalls is all. They're quite handy for detailing unruly miscreants until it's their time to brew. Genzo gives another jerk against the guard's grip, but for a moment actually seems to slip away enough to take a step forward, but they quickly recapture his arms. His face has gone completely white. You let him go, you hear me? You got beef with me? You take it up with me. Leave him the fuck out of it. Oh, but Genzo, dear. That's half the fun, don't you see? Orlam oozes towards Genzo, hand on his chin and cocking his head upward. Torturing you would be fun, yes, but torturing the thing you care about most? See you wriggle and squirm? He brings his hands to his cheeks, face flushed. I'm getting all hot and bothered just thinking about it. What the actual fuck's wrong with you? Is it because I made fun of you as a kid? Genzo huffs with another jerk. Made fun of me? Made fun of me? The pushing and shoving? The humiliation? Oh, let's all ignore Orlam for the day. It'd be so funny. Let's all throw our erasers at Orlam while nobody's looking. It'll be hilarious. Orlam's mother just killed herself. Let's all tell Orlam he should kill himself too. Orlam clenches his hands in his hair, his voice hoarse and strained. And to top it all off, when I finally thought that maybe we, but you left me, you fucking asshole. Left me in that dark room all by myself. For once, Genzo looks uncomfortable, his eyes growing tight, and his lips twist downward. I did try, you know, Orlam continues, a tiny chuckle at the back of his throat. 5 times. I tried. Twice I almost succeeded, too. His lips curl into a wide grin that stretches across his face, pupils shrinking. You made my life a living hell. A laugh. But now, another laugh. I get to make your life hell. Orlum, I was a kid. Kids do stupid stuff. Genzo starts, but even as he seems to have trouble putting any conviction behind the words. His voice cracks, and beads with perspiration begin to dot his forehead and cheeks. Let let's calm down, yeah? Talk things out. Find a way to make this right. Orlum starts giggling. It's manic and squeaking, the force of it sending his shoulders up and down in glee. But that's just it. I've already found a way to make it right. He twists back towards me, face contorted, eyes wild. The dance is over, yanking me up into his arms like a limp rag doll. You know, I thought a lot about what I should do. All the delightful little things I could do to make him squeal. He squeezes my cheeks, popping out his eyes, for instance. Then shakes my head side to side with the click of his tongue, or sniffing out that little bitty toes one by one. Orlum, stop! Genzo's voice is low and shaky. A garottle desperation to it I've never heard in him before. But Orlum continues, shaking his head at his own feigned stupidity. But then I thought, why go through all that mess when I have the perfect solution already? This is a slaughterhouse. After all, the slaughterhouses have ways of dealing with the more troublesome tenants. He stands up, letting me slide back into the hay, and steps back. Immediately, 2 rabbit guards move forward to grab me, undoing the tie on my wrist, so they can encase them in 2 chain manacles attached to the opposite walls instead. I try to twist away in panic, my heart beating louder and louder and my gut twisting with a violent wrench. Genzo! I throw him a despondent look, breath coming out in quick, terrified gasps. Genzo's jerking and yanking and tugging at the guards again, his face strained and flushed. Orlum, you fucker, stop! I can hear tears in his voice. But Orlum doesn't stop. He steps toward me, now strung up between the 2 walls, the manacles biting into my wrist, and he gives my cheek a little slap. Open up! I glance up in confusion, and he shoves a thick piece of cloth in my mouth. Before I can question what it's for, the guards sling another piece over my lips and around my head. They cinch it tight around my back, tight in the back, making it impossible to spit it out. Don't want you biting off that tongue of yours. Don't want you biting that tongue of yours off. Orlum is crouched down a few feet away, his attention focused on the box in the hay. At least not yet. He asks with a little grin and he snaps it open, pulling out what looks like cattle prod wrapped in rusted wire. Call this Piggy Prodder, my Priggy Prodder. He stands back up, gives the stick a little wave. Quite apt in keeping the piggies in line. Sometimes I just have too many to deal with, you see. That's when a little zap. He pushes the button, and a little spark dances off the edge. So the side of the head can really make my job easier. Of course, sometimes I like to have a little fun with them first. He saunters toward me, grin somehow stretching even further. How many jolts until their heart stops, for instance? That's a fun one to play. All I can do is look at him, shake my head in silence, plead for mercy. Orlum The tip of the rod jams straight into my stomach, and in that second everything goes white. It's like someone shoved a knife straight into my gut. The sharp stabbing pain blossoms out from the point of contact, ripping into my nerves and sending them screaming one after another. My muscles tense, lock up, then recoil at the span of less than a second. Then my body flies forward against the manacles, arms ramrod straight, so forceful that the iron slices into the skin of my hands and wrists. My glasses go flying off my head. I can't move. Can't think. I can feel my body shaking, convulsing, wave after wave of hot white pain sending my muscles into repeated spasms. The world is on fire. I am on fire. I can smell myself burning, charring. Fuck, when will it end? Finally, he pulls it away. My body slumps forward, vision warbling, consciousness coming, going, white, black, white, black. My muscles twitch. My quivering arms make the manacle chains clitter and clatter. I feel hot liquid seeping down my wrists and arms from where the iron sliced through the skin. Steam wafts up from the charred fabric of my shirt, now melted against the red blistered skin and crackling and hissing as it starts to cool back down. Genzo's frozen where he stands, his jaw slack and his face a ghastly white. His brows are curled in a cross between horror and disbelief. Orlum, he finally says. His voice is quaking and strangely hollow. Orlum, please. Orlum thrusts the rod into my inner thigh. The knife is back, stabbing inside, again, wrenching, twisting, jerking back and forth and grinding against the tissue and muscle. My body jerks forward this time, up and away from the source of the shock. Again, yanking against the manacles, tearing into the skin, sending splatters of red to the hay. He keeps it there longer this time. My vision warps, body convulsing, muscles jerking, twisting, skin crackling. Now there's 100 knives, 1,000. They stab upward my thigh, slicing straight through flesh and bone, up across my stomach, down through my calves. At some point I wonder if I even have any legs anymore. All I feel is one amorphous black hole of pain all across my lower half. Orlin pulls the rod away. I slump down so hard my head bounces backwards, twisting a muscle in my neck. My knees sink down into the hay. It's the steam. It's wafting up and off me in droves now, gray and smoky. It swirls away from the charred hole in my pants, and the cooked slices of skin peeled back from my thigh muscles. Wet. Front of my pants is wet. I must have peed my pants. This thought shames me, and I clench my eyes shut as tears threaten to spill over their edges. Orlin, stop! Orlin, please! Genzo's crying now. I can hear the hiccups in his throat. I can see the snot running down his nose and between his lips. He looks so distraught. Which one do we go with? Something about that sight, seeing him like this, breaks something in me. I open my mouth even though the pain and the shakes and world warping around me. I'm sorry, Genzo. The only sound that comes out of my mouth is nothing more than a muffled rumble, stifled by the cloth choking my tongue and throat. Oh, what's that? Orlum raises his hand to his ear in a grand display of mock surprise. Do my ears deceive me, or is our mutual friend attempting to talk? Orlum, stop! Genzo hiccups. Let's see what he has to say. Orlum saunters over, smiles stretched from ear to ear. He cradles my chin in his hands with an almost gentle caress. There. Let's get this off you, shall we? He sings as he works the gag free from my lips. Though perhaps Genzo prefers you with something stuffed in your mouth. He turns back at Genzo, eyes flashing. Not that you would ever have gotten to experience it. See, I'm practically doing you a favor. He runs a hand through his staticky hair. Genzo clearly doesn't like this. He jerks against the grip of the arms on his. He jerks forward against the grip on his arms with a strained grunt, jaw so tight I can practically see it trembling. Orlin fades a show of terror with a laugh before returning to me. He taps my jaw with his finger. Now, what is it you wanted to say? I look at Orlin, then at Genzo. My body gives another twitch as tears begin running rivulets down my cheeks. I'm sorry. Only it's no more than a throaty crackle. What was that? Orlin brings his hand back to his ear with a flick. I blink tears away and try again. I'm sorry, Genzo. My voice doesn't even sound like my own. But it doesn't matter. Because now he can hear it. Because I can see his face softening at the watery veil in my eyes. Sorry? Sorry for what? Genzo asked, lips shuddering. I squeezed my eyes shut. Opened them. For all of this. It's my fault. I opened the door. A swallow. I let us all to this. Genzo's eyes dilate. I can see that. I can see the wad of snot hanging from his chin tremble. He must be shaking. Then finally, it's not your fault, Iggs. He forces a smile. I should be the one apologizing to you. I swore to myself I'd protect you. And even more than that, I should have told you a long time ago. About everything. I'm sorry for that too. I was just so scared. I see him swallow. I see his eyes tighten. I thought that you deserved better. His head falls. The tears from his chin and cheeks bounce to the floor. I didn't want to ruin your life. I can't do anything but stare at him. There's a pain in my chest. And my throat. One that feels like it's twisting me in two. You didn't want to ruin his life, did you? I almost forgotten about Orlin for a second. When he breaks the silence, his words are eerily calm. He steps towards Genzo, takes Genzo's head in his hands, then wrenches his hair back with a manic twist. The only time Nicole sounds scared, voice acting. Captain's always confident. Well, I try to, do voices, but since I really can't, I can do, for the emotions at least. But you had no problem ruining my life. Orlin. Genzo winces, his eyes clenched. But Orlin doesn't hold him for long. He lets Genzo's head fall back with a distracted flop. His gaze pointed seeing at the ground. You're sorry. He brings his hands to his head. You're sorry to him. Curls his fingers into his hair. You didn't even do anything to him. His lips twisted to a grin. With a sudden jerk, he twists around, eyes wild as he stumbles toward me. I'll give you something to be sorry about. He raises the cattle prod above his head and belts me across the face. My head snaps to the side. A crackle of electricity zaps all the way across my cheek to my toes. Tears spring to my eyes. My body goes as stiff as a rod. and my teeth. My jaw slams down so hard I hear them cracking against each other. Gritty bits of enamel dancing on my tongue. Orlum! I hear Genzo scream through my haze. I retch out a delayed gasp as the pain blossoms across my split jaw. But I'm not even given a chance to recover. Orlum clocks me at the opposite cheek, wrenching my head to the side and sending another jolt straight to my brain. I can't move. Can only stare cockeyed at the far wall, my jaw hanging limp from my cheeks and my eyelids twitching. Orlum, stop! I can hear the phlegm splatter and snap at Genzo's throat. Are you sorry now? Orlum just screams. He whips around on his heels and hooks his fingers into my hair, yanking my head back. Oh, shit. Why don't you tell me how sorry you are? Why don't you tell me how sorry you are? He points the prop right at my temple. Genzo's straining so hard against the guards that they now have to hold his head, shoulders, and arms. I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I can't hear you. Yeah, after I get done here, I'm gonna have to put like a trigger warning on this, on the pod, and for YouTube. But even for the VOD that I did last night, or the night before, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry. It's nothing more than a ruse. Orlum's never planned to stop. Orlum had... My tongue keeps twisting on me. Orlum had never planned to stop, no matter how many times Genzo apologized. My gaze meets Genzo's one last time. Then Orlum slams the tip of the rod straight against my skull. In that moment, everything goes white. I feel my body buck. I feel my muscles spasm and my head jerks against Orlum's grip on my hair. I can't breathe. Can't move. Can't think. I don't even realize I'm screaming until my vocal cords spasm and cut off my voice. Don't realize I've bit off my tongue until the blood starts babbling up between my lips. It's boiling and frothing. Dark red foam fizzles from my nose. My eyes are stewing. Melting down melting down like two gooey eggs. I'm sorry. I wonder for a moment if my brain is frying when the white turns to black. This is all my fault. Okay, well, I know I can't do that one. Unfortunately, you were fried. Yeah, no shit, Sherlock. But hey, maybe you'll taste even better now. That is so wrong. That. No, I fucked up. Would you like to restart from where your most recent choice to return to main menu? Last choice. Good choice. Orlum pulls the rod away and I slump down so hard my head bounces backwards, twisting a muscle in my neck. Which means I don't talk this time. My knees sink down into the hay. The steam. It's wafting up and off me in droves now, gray and smoky. It swirls away from the charred hole in my pants and the cooked slice of skin peeling back from my thigh muscles. Wet. The front of my pants is wet. I must have peed my pants. This thought changed me, and I clenched my eyes shut as tears threatened to spill over the edges. Orlum, stop! Orlum, please! Genzo's crying now. I can hear the hiccups in his throat. I can see the snot running down his nose between his lips. He looks so distraught. Orlum folds his arms across his chest, rubbing his chin in thought. He looks from me to Genzo and back again, nods. Yes, I'd say he has about 3 more in him, don't you? Tilts his head upward, closes his eyes. Just smell that, Giving me visions of dinner tomorrow. Maybe you'd like to join me at the table? Orlum, stop! Genzo twists and jerks in the rabbit's grip. But Orlum saunters behind me now. Oh, this is always a good spot. Yes, this is always a good spot. He gives the rod a twirl, tracing a little pattern in the air. He shoves it straight into the bare skin on my neck. Everything goes black. For a good couple of moments, I see nothing, feel nothing. I'm floating, sinking, melting into a pool of black. Then comes the knife. Starting as a mild tingle in the back of my neck, and growing, digging, wrenching, stabbing, till my consciousness rips back through me with such force it's like the air is being scooped from my lungs. My brain feels like it's on fire. My eyes bug out of my head, hot, pulsing, in, out, skin on fire, vision on fire, blistering hot and sizzling, right next to my ears. Everything's shaky, everything's burning. He whips it away, and my body claps with a snap. My ears ringing. My nerves twitch and pop. My heart beats an erratic, arrhythmic condenses. My vision blurs in and out. Red, white, black, red, white, black. Hot. My head feels hot. I feel something dribbling from my ears. It pulls in the folds of the cartilage. These bloody stains as it splats down onto my shoulders. And my hair sizzling and sparking. Sticks up almost whimsically as coils of steam drift up and away from my scalp. Orlum tuts behind me. I take that back. He might only have one more after that. Genzo's a wreck. The guards are practically holding him aloft now, keeping him from collapsing to the floor. His shoulders lurch towards the noiseless sobs. Orlum, listen to me, please. I'll do anything. You can do whatever you want to me. Anything you fucking want. This seems to catch Orlum's attention. He stops. Takes a few slinking steps towards Genzo. Nose pointed upward, finger tracing his lower lip. Oh? Anything, is it? Genzo just nods. Tears and snot forming twin wattles between his nose and chin. I have to admit, that is a tempting offer. Orlum's hands goes to his hips. He seems to be mulling this over. After all, why break you beyond repair when I could break you piece by piece and watch the hope fade from your eyes again and again? He snickers, biting down the tips of his fingers in growing glee. Then jerks back to attention and snaps his fingers, pointing toward the door. The guards respond by lugging Genzo back to his feet and marching him out the room. He then turns back towards me, motions again toward the remaining guards. Take him down for now. I may need him again later. I barely register as the 2 guards who'd manacled me earlier unlocked the cuffs and pulled my arms free, jerked the gag from my mouth. The skin on my right wrist doesn't want to unstick itself from the iron, and it stretches with a sickening pop before snapping free and flapping uselessly across my palm. They leave me semi-conscious in the pile of hay, just staring up at the ceiling and smelling my own fat burn. I don't know how long I'll lie here. My body feels cold now. Chills running up and down my spine, along my arms and legs. I don't move. Every once in a while, a muscle somewhere gives a little twitch and my body jerks. The 3 spots where he'd hit me with that thing had gone completely numb, skin red, blistered, peeling, melting into the surrounding cloth, white filmy layer forming atop the exposed tissue. Maybe I'm going to die. I don't want to die. I think of Genzo. Think of lying there with him in that bed. The warmth of his arms as he held me. My eyes grow warm again. Warm and salty. But somehow the tears don't come. They only sting. The clenching pain in my throat and chest and heart. Where is he now? What's happening to him? Is he thinking of me too? I cough. Gag. Bile rises up the back of my throat and I have to turn my head to the side as vomit dribbles down my lips and across my cheek. Fuck. Brown drool hangs from the side of my mouth. A gooey sino. It feels like it's been hours already. And maybe it's only been a few minutes. This is a has-been episode. uh, no, no, unfortunately, no. That this is a messed up wonderland. And maybe it's only been a few minutes, but maybe it's only been a few minutes. I have no idea. I'm pretty sure I duck in and out of consciousness a few times. That's when I hear it. A clatter from down the hall, the hollow sound of iron on iron. I narrow my eyes, trying to hone in on the noise. Then footsteps. Fast. Running. A scuffle. Right outside the door now. That sound again. Something clinking, ringing, echoing. A fleshy rip. Then a slump. More clatters. A key turns in the lock. Oh, shit. I look up as Genzo stumbles inside. His eyes are wide and strained. His face, his neck, the front of his jacket, everything's stained red. He lurches toward me. Iggy! He falls down beside me. I killed him, Iggy. His voice catches, warbles. He swallows hard. I killed him. He looks at me, haunted and panicked. I didn't mean to. It just happened. I had to. He brings his hands to his face, clenching at his cheeks. When he pulls them away, I see him cringe, squint, wipe the tears and blood. I need to get you out of here, he finally says. When his arms go around me, pulling me up, I feel him shaking and trembling against me. Come on. He hauls me up into his back, the normal scent of his jacket against my nose, now stagnant with the smell of blood. I took out all of them I came across. Hopefully we can make it out. He stumbles out the door, still trying to get me balanced across his back. I see the dead rabbit just on the other side, slumped against the wall. A bloody spear lies next to him, its tip decorated with hair and other gooey matter. I look away. Then we're moving down the hall, slow at first, then faster as Genzo picks up speed. Door after door. One more rabbit. 2 more rabbits. His footsteps echo up and down the empty hallway, around the corner. Past an intersection of corridors. He suddenly slows down, hesitates. He shifts me up again, arms tight around my legs. I feel his muscles grow taut. I glance inside the open door. On our left, just barely catching a glimpse of Orlem on the bed inside the room. His chest and throat are flayed. I am barely recognizable. And blood. So much blood. Staining his face, his clothes, the bed, the floor. I look away, push my face harder into Genzo's back, as he moves forward without a word. We make it to the set of stairs. Then down we go, Genzo huffing and sweating beneath me, the hall wide and cavernous around us. At the bottom, we step out into the main hall. The front door, it's there. Just as Genzo takes a step toward it, a sudden shout makes him freeze. We both look down the far hall to see a group of rabbits pointing and shouting. Shit, 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 shit. This spurs Genzo into action. Using strength even he probably didn't know he had left, he sprints toward the door and slams his knee into the wood to kick it open. I swear I hear his kneecap cracking. But whether it's figment of my imagination or he's beyond caring, he doesn't acknowledge it. He pushes us the rest of the way out past the heaving threshold and into the open air of the castle garden. We're out. But Genzo doesn't stop here. He keeps sprinting. Past the bushes and trees and fountains. Past the towering castle walls. Past the bridge and the moat and the path toward the village. He shifts left, starts toward the distant trees away from the civilization and any chance of running into more guards. I feel him straining beneath me. His breath is coming out short, ragged bursts. His heart's pounding through his back against my cheek like a jackhammer. Once we're nearer the trees, and there's still no sign of any guards behind us, I give Genzo's shoulder a little squeeze and he stops. I slide off, holding onto his arm for a moment, until I find my balance. You sure you can walk? Genzo gasps out. He takes this opportunity to bend over, his hands on his knees as he gulps in air. I think so, I say, though I'm not sure. My body feels stiff and numb, almost like it's not even there. Genzo wipes his face, the sweat smearing the blood across his cheeks. Come on, he finally says and grabs my hand. I curl my fingers between his and begin to walk. We half jog further into the trees, into the woods, safety of the leaves. It's cooler in here, cool and dark. We press forward, moving quickly enough that I don't even chance to look around, but not quickly enough that I miss the cloying tingle of unease running up and down my spine. There's something off in the air here. Heavy almost. Weighing down my shoulders and making it difficult to catch my breath. Iggy. I swear I hear the sound of my own name, like a whisper through the leaves. I stop, look around, squint through the trees. What is it? Genzo asks. But I see nothing. I hear nothing more. I give my head a frustrated shake. Nothing. Genzo gives my hand a squeeze. It's warm and comforting, the only source of warmth in this entire forest. Come on, let's try to get to the other side of these trees. I'll feel more comfortable once we've put some distance between us and those rabbits. I nod. And then we're moving forward again. Walking swiftly, dodging branches and errant roots, moving in and out between the trees. But the chill only seems to worsen, to the point that the hair on my arms, the hair I still have left on the back of my neck, begins to stand straight up, tiny prickles disinquiet. That's when I hear it. The sound of an axe on wood. Somebody's felling trees. It's close by, too. The further we travel, the louder it gets, almost as though it's all around us everywhere. Genzo, I whisper. All of a sudden he stops. I feel his hand tighten around mine. Bucks? It is Bucks. Not more than 20 feet in front of us, hacking away at a tree with an axe. There's already a pile of logs at her feet. But something's off. Hey, Bucks, Genzo starts. You're, here after all? His voice trails off, as though suddenly afraid of the answer to his question. Bucks takes another whack at the tree, her axe sticking to the wood. She stops, silent for a moment, then jerks it back out. She stands up straight, somehow taller even than I remember. Ooh. Then turns towards us. Need some wood, do ya? Genzo tries again. Her eyes are dark. She doesn't even blink. Instead, her head cocks to the side as she studies us. What are you doing here? She finally asks, but her voice is scarcely recognizable. It's low and breathy, almost like a growl rolling off her tongue. Genzo must rethink his approach, because he takes a step backward with a nervous chuckle. Actually, we were just, passing through. Didn't mean to bother you. We'll be going now. So you can just keep chopping away. Genzo, I say with a shuddered gasp, tugging back at his arm. You're here to take me back, ain't ya? Lux takes a step toward us. I can see the muscles of her arm grow taut, bulging out against the skin as her hand tightens around the handle of her axe. No, we're not. We just, you just keep doing what you're doing. Hooner sent you, didn't he? I knew he would. He never lets me have any peace and quiet. She lurches towards us 1 step, 2 steps, and we respond with an equal number of steps backward. No idea what you're talking about. Hooner's got nothing to do with this. Honest, we were just going on our way. Why can't you just leave me alone? She charges, and in that instant, Genzo pushes me out of the way. A sudden sense of deja vu rushes over me as I feel the ground rushing up. Then there's a hollow, woody thud. I see Bucks's axe stuck in the bark of a nearby tree. She tugs at it with a grunt, her eyes flashing. We don't see any more provocation. We run. Heart thudding, breath panicked, shoes beating against the hard earth. We shoot through the trees. Genzo's hands tight around mine, pulling me faster and faster. I can barely comprehend what's happening. Everything rushed past the speed of light. My legs struggle to keep up. Get away, get away, get away, get away. My mind repeats the mantra again and again as time my feet pounding against the ground. I can hear her behind us. Hear the terrifying swish of her axe as she cuts through the branches and the leaves. Hear her ragged breath, unearthly snarls. I try to focus on Genzo as I feel the muscles in my legs grow tired, weak, numb, wobbling in their insistent forward sprint. Suddenly, Genzo stops. It happens so quick, I'm unable to slow down, and I go careening directly into his back. We stumble forward. It's a hill. First Genzo goes down, toppling down the leaf-strewn slope. Then I follow, hitting the ground hard and rolling, branches biting into my skin and rocks cracking against bone. Again and again, slamming to the ground, world spinning around me. When I finally slow down to a tumble, I open my eyes. I find myself at the side of a cliff, only a few feet from Then again, Genzo did the same thing to Orlum, so... Oh. He's probably gonna make his wish here. If he's in his right mind for it. The rocks bite at my knees as I crawled across the dirt. It's soggy beneath my fingers. Soggy and warm. And the smell is everywhere. Dripping down my arms. Curling up inside my nostril cavity. I fight the urge to retch even as I feel the bile rise at the back of my throat. Genzo. Genzo's lying face down in the gravel. He's not moving. Of course he's not moving. His insides are falling out all over the ground. My throat hitches. When I reach him, I roll him over to his back. His intestines spill out in the process. Fuck. I need to fix this. Hands shaking, I scoop them up. Push them back inside. The red maw across his stomach, threatening to swallow my hands. Dirt and who knows what else goes with them, but I don't care. I just need to get them back inside. Finally, I pull him up into my lap. Boy, am I glad I put the sensor on. I can feel his brain through soggy folds of his hair. He doesn't look like he's sleeping. He looks like he's fucking dead. Whoever spread that old wives' tale is a fucking liar. I close my eyes. Let out a shuddered breath. I don't even realize I'm rocking. Rocking back and forth. Back and forth. A strange half melodic hum buzzing my lips. It hurts. Fuck, it hurts. It hurts. My heart feels like it's splitting in two. My chest like it's being stabbed with an ice pick again and again and again. I've never felt pain like this before. Make it stop. I clenched my eyes so hard I could feel them pounding. Make it stop. Iggy. Maybe this is why. This is why I've never tried to get close to anyone. Because I know it'll end in pain. Since you don't like horror and gore, it's best you missed it. That's what you missed. Because I know it'll only end in pain. 31-year-old loser virgin who pushes away anyone who shows any ounce of affection. Who's too scared they'll find out who he really is. That he's not normal. What do you want, Iggy? Fuck. I've really fucked things up this time, haven't I? Why can't I do anything right? I'm a complete wreck. And now because of me, Genzo's dead. I should never have called him. Never gone to his shop. Never have fallen for him. Maybe then he would have made it out this whole thing alive. What do you wish for more than anything else in the world? Jesus fucking Christ, it hurts. Please don't wish what I think you're about to wish for. What do I wish for? I wish for the pain to fucking stop. You can do that, can't you? Stop the pain? I was better off before. Before I thought I had a chance at happiness. Before I allowed myself to feel anything. Yeah, I am. Now all I feel is pain. My heart hurts so bad. I can't take it anymore. I'd do anything to make it stop. Make it stop. Make it stop. Make it. Well, we got chapter 2 done. God, that was heart-wrenching. I'm gonna be honest, it took everything I had not to actually cry during this one. And I think it's because it was so emotional, and what I'm going through right now in real life, you know, I'm kind of emotional myself right now, so yeah, you had seen what Gidget had did to um Iggy last night. Well, we got away from her, and we ended up at the castle like we did in the first chapter with Orlum. Orlum proceeds to, as in this picture right here, torture Iggy to get back at Genzo, because evidently he and Genzo dated at one point. And no one knew about it. That was, I picked the wrong choice at one point, so I ended up dying, went back through it all, they got away, and Genzo ended up killing Orlum. They ran through the whole spiel of things, ran into Bucks, and you see what happened with Bucks. Well, I want to know where the hell this baby is. She better not have hurt that baby. I'm sorry, Genzo. I'll have to try something else. Oh, well, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna look something up again real quick. Because
welcome, it's nice to meet ya. Sorry there's no angels to greet ya. I can tell by your facial features that you were expecting something else.
hey, thank you for the raid, Subby Girl. Welcome in, Raiders. Ooh, boarding the ship with 14 viewers. Awesome. Nice. What were you playing? I guess it would help if I just read it, huh? Oh, Fortnite. Nice. Awesome. That sounds like fun. Anyways, I'm Lacole. I am your late night streaming captain, at least for a little while. um, I mostly stream visual novels as we're doing one right now. Um, this one's a bit of a back burner one called Our Wonderland, but I also mainly play Danganronpa. Um, I like to play a lot of Switch games. I'm basically a cozy streamer. But yeah, thank you for the raid. I really appreciate it. Since you're a streamer here, I will follow. Yeah, I bet. Let's see. Okay, there are side quests to this story, but I think I'm just gonna stick to this one, and then I can then anybody that's been following the story with me can kind of you were deserving of a raid recipient. Oh, thank you so much, Mr. White. As a matter of fact, let me give you a shout out for that.
Oh geez. Oh geez. And that one with the cone on his head likes to hold. That's... No! Yes! Yes!
I'm good. How are you? If you have to raid and run, I totally understand. If you want to lay and lurk, lurkers are more than welcome as well. Um, I just appreciate that you guys had chosen me. Like I said, I'm kind of a cozy streamer, but the way this story is going, it's more horror, gore, and who slept with who. But as I was saying, there are kind of like side stories to this, and I think I'll go to them after I finish this whole main story. Um, but I'll wait and see about that because I may even just do that on my own. I'll wait and see what everyone wants to do. I'll put up a poll in Discord. Something else to but even as my brain attempts to latch on to the fleeting sense of something very important, something I don't want to forget, something it's gone, replaced by the dull scratch of Mrs. Donish's trash bin as she rolls it down the driveway. There must be something stuck in one of the wheels because in each rotation, the bin lurches upward and smacks heavily against the pavement. I don't know what the context of do is, but for real, if people actually want to see me stream the side stories on this Dysfunctional doesn't even start to describe these people. Roll, roll, smack. Roll, roll, smack. Not this again. Yeah, I was just thinking the same thing, dude. I groan and shove my pillow over my head as I wait for the sound of something to drop. I pause. But why would I? I hear her stop, pick whatever it is up, and toss it back into the bin. Roll, roll, smack. Roll, roll, smack. I lie there a moment, brows furrowed against my closed eyes, but ultimately shake it off. I push myself up in bed, rub the sleep from my eyes, look around. My room. Yes, this is my room. The same it is every morning. So why does it feel so empty? I pull my knees to my chest and just sit there, taking everything in. A strange feeling of loneliness is tugging at my chest, as though I've lost something important, something I don't know if I'll ever be able to get back. I shiver. I sigh. Finished work and now I'm surviving the thing of when your eyes start absolutely being pain feeling. Yeah, I know what you mean. It's almost like they hurt to open, but they hurt to close. Chew on the inside of my cheek, then reach over for my glasses on the bedside table and lob them across my nose. I wander off toward the kitchen to start the coffee pot despite the dull heaviness weighing down on my heart. Maybe I really did drink too much yesterday. It's making my head all weird. Once the coffee is percolating, I empty the last of my chocolate rice snappers into a bowl and take to it like soup. I pause a moment, mid slurp, to look around again. Why does it feel so strange? Why does staring down at my slowly marbling milk make twinges of tears form along my lashes? I shake my head. I don't have time for this. I finish up the snappers and head for the bathroom. I look awful. But then again, when don't I? I lazily bob my toothbrush in my mouth, washing away the chocolate and rinse out my mouth. Once finished, I splashed 3 good-sized handfuls of water onto my face, hoping to wash away the cloying feeling of sadness while I'm at it. But before pulling away, I take another look at my eyes, half expecting to find them lined with bruises. But of course they're not. Why would they be? The thought makes me shiver. I spent an extra moment just rubbing the skin beneath my eyes. I'll fix you, Iggy. I spin around, but of course there's no one there. Why would anyone be here? I'm starting to lose it. The coffee's already the coffee is ready by the time I step back out. But even as I grab it, I start to head for my desk. I find myself just not wanting to work. I have to work. Of course, absolutely. Like I said, you have to raid and run. That's I totally understand. Or if you just want to lay and lurk, lurkers are more than welcome. I absolutely adore lurkers. Why is the desk so organized for the rest of the room? Well, what we've seen beforehand was I think the kitchen and then the bathroom and then now this might be the office. I have to work. I have deadlines, projects due. Oh, is that a kitty twerking? Aw. I stare at my monitor until my vision starts to blur, then walk back to the kitchen. Yeah, this was the kitchen. I work eventually. I'll work eventually. Maybe I'll just take a little time first to clear my head. I sit down my kitchen table, hands perfectly curled around my mug, and wait. One sip, two sips. I stare at the wall, stare at the grease molted front of my microwave, stare at the fridge and the takeout menus held askew with developer joke ascribed magnets. Three sips. What am I waiting for? I don't know. But I'm definitely waiting for something. My mind drifts to Genzo for some reason. Wonder what he's doing now. Is he at a shop? Something inside me really wants to see him right now. But thinking about it sets off a mini alarm bell in the back of my head. So I give myself a shake, snap out of it, go back to my staring. I don't know why, but I feel so demotivated. Doing anything seems like a chore. And I just feel empty. At that moment, my phone goes off. Fuck. Shit. The sudden noise about gives me a heart attack, and in that jolt of surprise, I splash hot coffee up onto my hand. God fucking. I managed to answer it anyway, nursing the smarting skin as I balanced the phone between my shoulder and ear. Hey, Hooner. What's up? I ask without even confirming the name on the caller ID. But the sound that comes through the receiver doesn't match my jovial tone. Sobs, hairy sniffles, a cough. Hooner, he's crying. Iggy? Oh, oh shit. Right. This is. I bring a hand on my forehead, massaging the deepening creases. It's Bucks, isn't it? My insides start to twist. This triggers another cough from Hooner. How did you? But then he must decide it doesn't matter, because he continues all the same. I don't know what to do, Iggy. She's gone. Gone. I hear his voice crack through the receiver. She took Sadie. There's no sign of them anywhere. I've called, and I've called, and I've called. I shake my head, trying to collect my thoughts. I'm having trouble figuring out what to say. That's, I mean, did she, say anything? I mean, last night? Hooner's voice shakes. Nothing. We had a bit of an argument, but by the time we went to sleep, things were mostly fine again. And I didn't wake up once. Sadie, she never cried. Favorite time of day, story time with Nicole. Hi, Dirty Soul, welcome in. He pauses. I can hear him swallow. I have a really bad feeling, Iggy. Something's not right. Something's happened. I run a hand through my hair. You feel that way because you're nervous and scared, but I'm sure things are fine. But even I'm not convinced by my words. I feel sick. Maybe something came up. Maybe her parents called or something. There was some kind of emergency. I hear Hunter sniff through this phone. It's been hours now. I don't know what to do. I rub my face, my eyes, trying to stay focused on Hunter. What do I say? What can I say? I'm sorry, Hunter. I really don't know what else to do. I'll keep calling her, though. If we all keep trying, I'm sure one of us will get through. I'm sure. I cringe but continue. Everything's fine. The line is quiet for a moment, then soft in a whisper. Okay. He sounds so disappointed. I don't blame him. Keep me updated, okay? Sure. The line goes dead. I bring my hand down with a sigh, staring down at the brightly lit display of my phone. I could have handled that better. Somehow, I can't help but feel that it wouldn't have mattered. As the quiet returns, so does the feeling of emptiness. It gnaws at my insides like a rat trying to escape. All of a sudden, I really need to hear someone's voice. Not only that, I can try again. Try again? Try what again? I start scrolling through my contacts. Yeah, maybe I can call someone. But who? It's not like I have a lot of choices. My thumb pauses over Genzo's name. No. I shake my head. No. Sc- Continue scrolling. Someone else. Someone I haven't tried yet. We're really gonna go down that road. Really? We're gonna go for the crazy one? Scratch that, the other crazy one. Because I get between Gidget and fine, we'll just do it. I scroll down to Orlem's name on the list. Normally, he'd be hard pressed. I'd be hard pressed to call Orlem about, well, anything. But how it feels different this time, I can't explain it. Almost like something needs me to call him. And with only a moment of hesitation, I jab my thumb against the screen and watch a cheerful phone icon start to bounce. I bring the phone to my ear, thinking about what I'm going to say. What am I going to say? I'm going to ask about books, of course. What else would I ask about? Could maybe show some interest in him for once. I grimace. True. I call him for the first time in, like, forever, only to jump slightly to concern over someone else. That would certainly paint me in a sympathetic light. I get so lost in my own thought and my own back and forth preparation that I almost didn't realize no one's picking up until the line switches over to voicemail. I blink, pull the phone away. Weird. Guess he's not around. Digital voice on the line tells me to leave a message after the beep. In a semi-panic, I blurt out, "Hey, Orlem, call me back, okay?" I hit the end call button, then wince. Did I really need to leave a message? And one like that, to boot? I didn't even say why I was calling. Well, whatever. At least he should call me back now. I run a hand through my hair with a sigh and trudge back over to my desk. Guess I could try to work. Head's a bit all over the place, but that's not something my clients are gonna care about. Might as well try to focus as much as I can. I plop down on my desk and snap my headphones over my ears. Now let's see what I can get done. Once I find my groove, time passes quickly. 1 hour, 2 hours. I yawn and sit back with a stretch, gazing proudly upon the custom API I'd just gotten done debugging for Mr. James Adelson. It's only as my thoughts are returning to reality that I realize Orlem hasn't called me back either. I check my phone just in case I somehow missed it, but nope, no calls. I chew on my bottom lip, brow furrowing. Not caring that it may look a bit weird, I find his name in recent calls and try him again. Still no answer. I don't leave a message this time. But the message my stomach sends me is plenty, all gurgling butterflies and hissy soda bubbles. This really doesn't seem like him. What if something happened? What if he never even made it back from the party last night? I rub my eyes. That's ridiculous. But still, where does he live again? I swipe open my group chats. Vaguely remember him giving us his new address when he moved. Was that last year or the year before? 2.5 years ago. Dang. I open the address to my phone map to check the route. a bit far for a walk. It's all the way over to the other side of downtown. I could take the bus, though. Get off at Camp Street Stop. Am I really doing this? But apparently I am, because I'm already wandering off to change to a decent pair of pants and find my shoes. Time to have a little adventure. Arc 3. There's no response at my first knock, which makes me feel a little more ridiculous. At my second, though, I hear shuffling on the other side of the door. It pops open against the lock, and I see a single green eye blinking at me curiously. It shuts, then opens again, this time with the lock undone. Orlum stares at me as though he's never seen me before in his life. He's an absolute mess, hair jutting out in greasy clumps, cheeks a sickly gray, eyes sunken atop boulder-sized bags. He's wearing the same shirt as yesterday, with nothing but boxers and socks beneath. Iggy? He blinks. I raise a hand with what I hope is a friendly wave. Hey, Then when I have no idea what else to say, I called earlier. He squints, tilts his head, then seems to snap to attention, frantically searching his pockets. When he doesn't find what he's looking for, he throws a glance back at the apartment before returning to gaze sheepily. I seem to have misplaced my phone. His eye twitches. Did you need something? Well, is everything okay? I guess I got worried when you didn't pick up. Another twitch. You were worried about me? He blinks. Yeah, I mean, sure. I shrug, cock a brow. You don't look so hot. He laughs, though it's more skittish than his usual laugh, almost nervous. I'm fine, just, been under the weather. Drink too much yesterday? I say with a grin. He smiles, except it's not quite a smile, more like disguising a grimace. Sure. I suddenly realize how awkward it is just standing in the doorway. Is it can I come inside if it's not too much trouble? His eyes dilate as he stands up a little straighter. You want to come in? Another set of blinks. He throws a hesitant glance back at his apartment, then finally steps back. Sure, go right ahead. He tries to curl an arrogant lock of bang behind his ear. It falls back out. I step inside. Yikes! I'm immediately met with a sordid smell. It's not awful, but it's just kind of there. Damp and bitter and curling up inside my nostrils as I look around. The apartment is as much of a mess as Orlum himself. Clothes piled on the floor, sheets and blankets half falling off the bed, clutter everywhere. Empty fast food wrappers, unopened mail, weird little trinkets, bottles, cans, glasses. Even the curtains look ready to give up the ghost, half falling off the rod, leaving a crescent moon of sunlight in the opposite wall. I don't say anything, but surely it's all over my face. Orlum just stands there, wringing his hands. Another sweep of his hand through his hair. He darts towards the bed, pushing back the tousled mess of blankets and sheets. You can, sit here. He passes the newly cleared space. I do as I'm told, mostly because I'm not sure what else to do. If I'd felt awkward out the door, it's nothing like what I'm feeling now. Orlum scratches his head. You, want anything? I must look at him blankly. Coffee or something? Water? I think maybe I've got some Coke, too. Oh, coffee's fine. If it's no trouble. It's fine. It's great. I just, gotta put a new pot on. Scratches his arm almost like a dog scratching at fleas. Then skitters off toward the kitchen. stare at the entryway he disappears into for a few moments before directing my attention back to the room. It's a lot smaller than my apartment. At least I have a separate room for my bed. Though his might not seem as small without all the junk everywhere. There's a desk at the opposite corner with a dusty old laptop and an empty bottle of whiskey. Piled up next to the desk are what look like 10 or 12 empty delivery boxes. I met my gaze followed the wall back and around until it meets the bulletin board hanging over the bed. In between the fast food menus are scattered postcards, strange papers and cutouts I can't for the life of me understand the value of, and the occasional photo. One in particular catches my attention. It's us. The 6 of us. The group picture we took at after prom. Hunter and Bucks had been the only 2 to go to the actual prom. The rest of us had just crashed the party afterwards. Our high school always held an all-night event of games and food at the gym after prom. I guess to keep the students from going off to party and drink on their own. We looked pretty smart. Even me for once with my little sport coat. Genzo's got his arm around Orlem's and I's shoulders, thumbs jutting out to the side like some kind of 90s frat boy. Gidget's got her hands on her hips, looking mildly irritated that it's something. And Bucks is dying of laughter at something practically falling over on Hunter's shoulders. Damn, does that feel like a lifetime ago. Bit of a strange night, though. I remember Genzo being super clingy for the first few hours. He snuck in some alcohol and kept making all of these off-color remarks that he'd gotten progressively more wasted. Then he just disappeared. Orlem too. I'd been left to hang out with Gidget the rest of the night. She kept leaving unsettled hints about how much she wished she could have gone to prom. And, oh, look at Dana's dress. Would it have been magical to wear something like that? Then later that night, hacking cough from the other room jolts me from my nostalgic reverie. I throw a worried glance in the direction of the kitchen. Continues for a good 10-15 seconds. One of those wet, phlegmy convulsions that rack your whole body. And it only ends when something thuds hard against the countertop. Go see if he's alright. Worry getting the best of me, I dart to the kitchen entryway. Hey, everything alright in here? Orlem spins toward me in surprise, one hand in his mouth. There's a faint glimmer of tears in his eyes. He seems tense. It's fine. Another cough. His gaze flits around the room nervously. My own eyes follow. A small kitchen. Strangely bare, especially compared to the clutter of the adjacent room. My attention first goes to the puttering coffee maker, then the table with 2 folding chairs. One of those industrial-sized bottles of bleach is on top of the table. A wad of wet towels clumped up next to it. Orlem lurches toward me before I have a chance to inquire. Coffee's almost done. His eyes do that twitch thing again, as he keeps clasping and unclasping his hands. I take the hint and back away. Not that I really mind. I'm feeling uncomfortable enough as it is. Instead, I wander back to the bed, taking the opportunity to rub my eyes beneath my glasses once I'm seated back down. When I reopen them, my vision clears. I see Orlem staring at me from the entryway. He's tapping his wrist again with his thumb anxiously. First right wrist to his left thumb, then left wrist to his right thumb. When our eyes meet, he turns back to the kitchen. I chew the inside of my cheek, brows furrowed. Finally, Orm returns, carrying a mug of coffee between his hands. He's almost painstakingly careful the way he walks, making sure he doesn't spill out or onto the floor. I can't help but find this funny given the current state of the apartment here. He hands it over just as mindfully, making sure I get my fingers around the handle. I hope it's okay. Thanks. The mug is orange and sports a Garfield face on the side. I bring it toward my chest and peer down at the steaming liquid. Orlum takes a seat beside me. He sits close. Too close. His bony knee touches mine. I hear him breathing not far from my ear. He pushes his bangs back again and again. You gonna drink it? I'm just waiting for it to cool down. Oh. More hand wringing. Sorry, it's a bit of a mess in here. I don't have company often. It's fine. It's my fault anyway, coming over unannounced. I can see his stockinged feet curl against each other atop the carpet. Makes the muscles of his gangly legs lurch beneath the skin. You were worried about me? He repeats the same question from earlier. I pause in the middle of blowing my coffee. Yeah, I tried calling, you didn't answer. I left a message. He brings his hands to his knees, gaze pointed downward. Pretty wild party last night, huh? Not sure I call it wild, but it was fun, yeah. Nice to get out a bit. Yeah. The side of Orlum's mouth twitches. Pause. Then, surprised you're not with Gidget. Why's that? Figured you go and console her. Girls are the most vulnerable when they're upset, you know? His eyes widen. I roll my eyes, all the more reason for me not to go then. I take a sip of my coffee. Me and vulnerable don't mix. He's not lying. You're kind of weird, you know that, Iggy? Oh, I'm weird. I, of course, hit up the bars afterward. You know me, party animal. Once I start, I just can't stop. Wouldn't have expected any less. Must have had about 10 girls hitting on me. Absolutely ferocious, those ones. Sexiest girls I've ever seen. Oh yeah? 2 of them even wanted to have a threesome with me. But I had to refuse. That's just not big enough, you know? But I'm thinking of getting a remodel. Something that screams me. Real Love Shack kind of thing. Let's not bring that. Let's just say it sounds pretty sweet. Doesn't it though? It'd be like the talk of the town. I could bring people home every night. I mean, not that I don't already. My place is practically Grand Central Station. When the bed's not rocking, don't come a knocking. You should see me. You'd honestly be jealous. I'm basically a god of the night scene. He's getting really excited now. His words coming out faster and faster, almost as though he can't stop them. It's almost like he's trying to impress Iggy. Guys, gals, everyone wants some of this. You know what I mean? Oh, guys too? His eye twitches. He frowns, looks away, and smiles. I mean, who am I to say no, huh? You know how it is. I stare a moment longer, not saying anything, and then finally take another sip of my coffee. He leans in close, eyes growing wide as he watches me drink it. I pause. Slowly turn toward him, one eyebrow raised. He sits back, clasps his hands, unclasps them. You want something to eat? I could order something. I'm fine, really. I look at him for a moment, really looked at him. From the greasy points of his scraggly bangs, to the greenish tint of his cheeks, to the way his knobby knee keeps knocking against mine. Orlum, I finally say, are you seriously okay? He blinks, laughs. What are you talking about? Except at that exact moment, his body lurches forward and his hand goes to his mouth. The sudden movement makes me jerk backward, spilling about half the coffee up and onto my shirt. Excuse me. He manages before abruptly sliding off the bed and racing to the bathroom. What the fuck? I didn't even mind the coffee. I don't even mind the coffee. I set the mug down on the floor, take off after him. We reached the door just in time for him to throw up the contents of his stomach and into the toilet bowl. Sounds awful. Each heave a horrific gag that sounds like he's ripping his throat open. His shoulders shudder from the force of it. Fuck. After a minute or so, the convulsions begin to die down and his body slumps down into the toilet seat, head hanging half into the bowl. I don't know what to say, so I don't say anything. Instead, I kneel next to him, one hand on his back. I can feel the knobs of his spine through his rumpled shirt as I rub up and down. When he sits back, vomit, saliva, and snot drip down his face and chin, his whole body shivering. The color in the bowl is worrying, horrible greenish brown. Hey, come on, I finally say, pulling him toward the wall. I sink to my seat, and he slumps against my shoulder. It's quiet. Quiet except for the occasional sniff and occasional hiccup. There's a towel half wadded, half hanging from the rack just short ways overhead, so I grab it and use it to wipe his mouth. You're fine now. For some reason this makes him smile, chuckle. I see him bite down on his lip hard. Did it to myself, you know. It's barely more than a whisper. I don't say anything at first. Then, what do you mean? Another chuckle. This sends a gooey chunk down his chin. It's satisfying somehow, watching all that come pouring out of me, like I'm washing myself clean. I'm frozen now, one hand on his back, the other still clutching the towel. It's the only way to make it all the bad thoughts go away. Ah, fuck. Close my eyes, open them again. Fuck, fuck, fuck. My mind jumps back to the bleach at the table. Oh, fuck, Orlem, you can't. You can't. It's worse every time I see him. His smile fades, twists downward. I can see his lip trembling. Every time I hope it'll be different, but it's always the same. All those feelings come rushing back. He brings his hands to his head, fingers digging into his scalp as though he's trying to scoop something out. I wish I would just die. My grip on his shoulders tightened. You don't mean that. Who's he talking about? Genzo? Genzo had certainly given him a lot of shit over the years. But had it been that bad? Guilt tugs at my conscience. I hadn't been an angel of innocence either, never telling Genzo to stop. I'd sometimes even gone along with him just for the laugh. Then when Orlem's mom had died, when she'd killed herself, I winced. I remember the day he came to school after that. Genzo had gone over to him, faced a picture of worry, arms outstretched. In Orlem, for the first time, I had seen him a little glimmer of happiness in Orlem's eyes, even through the bleak of the tears. Then Genzo had grabbed the back of his shirt collar, jerked it upward with like a noose around the neck, imitating the music from Psycho, and saying suicide was genetic. Oh my god, you asshole. Ah, fuck. Maybe things had been worse than I remember. I looked down at Orlem's hunched form and feel the sort of weird heat building up at the base of my belly. Anger. Anger at myself. Anger at Genzo. Anger at life in general. I'm not normally an angry person. Perhaps the exact opposite, actually. A little too easygoing. A little too blaze about things. But that thought just fuels my anger. Because maybe if I hadn't been like that, maybe if I'd actually done something or said something, things might not have ended up like this. I kneed my thumb into Orlam's shoulder with a sigh. He gives a little hiccup, his back jumping. No one's ever done anything like this for me before. He glances back at me with a smile. For a second, I see the old Orlam, high school Orlam, from that photo. He might have still been a jumpy, mousy, whiny little thing, but at least he'd smile at you. There'd been some genuine joy and happiness behind it. I return the smile and pull him against my side with a squeeze. Hey, what are friends for? They would make me hate my favorite character, wouldn't they? But, something tells me that Orlam did something to Genzo also, though. So I'm not saying two rights make a wrong, but what really happened between the two? You know, I get back to my apartment a bit before dinner time, but even back at the safe familiarity of my home, I can't stop thinking about Orlam. I told him to call me if he needed anything, even just to talk, but I have no idea if he's actually going to take me up on it. I feel like I should be doing something, telling someone, but who? And would it even help? I don't know. I just don't know. I sit at my desk and rub my eyes, belly a tumbling froth of guilt and uncertainty and anger. The anger's still there like a simmering soup just beneath my consciousness. I stare at my computer monitor, not comprehending the text on the screen. I need to work. I'm so behind at this point. And yet, somehow I just don't care. Seems pointless. What will doing any of this accomplish? A new API for James Adelson? James Adelson can go fuck himself. I push back from my desk and stand up. Maybe I'll play a game. I wander over to my shelves. I have a few I've started already. One that I got tired of grinding in, so I stalled out right before the final boss. A few dozen I've bought, just haven't gotten around to playing yet. But they all seem like so much work. I'm not in the mood to try jumping back into a story I've half forgotten. Nor am I in the mood to start something new. I let my fingers fall to the shelf. Maybe I'll watch TV. After grabbing myself a bowl of peanut butter ice cream from the fridge, I plop myself down on the couch and jam my thumb in the remote. There's gotta be something good on. Can't take it anymore. Never thought I would stray from Natasha. I can't control myself when I think of you. I must have you. Oh, Clark. I need you inside me. Oh my god, he would turn on something like that. She's still the one for you. And Shelley's for dailies lets us you be ready for any time, any moment, right? Last week on Big Male Sibling, things got hot and heavy between Veronica and Cornelius found themselves alone in the hot tub. I let the spoon bob up and down between my lips. Then switch over to Netflix and start the Shawshank Redemption for probably my 100th time. I descend further and further on the couch throughout the course of the movie. Until by the time the credits are rolling, I slump over with one leg propped up on the back and one hand hanging over the side, barely keeping its grip on the empty ice cream bowl. Damn, it's not even that late. How am I so tired? Can't help but feel like there was something I was supposed to do. Something important I should have been thinking about. But even that feeling is quickly drifting away. My eyes droop. Somehow my half-lidded gaze goes toward the messenger bag slumped against the far wall. Wait, why is it? I swear I've seen it move. But I'm too tired. Too tired to care. Right now all I want to do is sleep. Oops. I end up dreaming. I'm in the woods and someone's calling me. I chase after the voice in the darkness, but every time I think I'm getting close, it comes from a different path, different direction. Iggy. I run faster, the branches whipping at my face and roots underfoot threatening to send me stumbling to dirt. I'm here, Iggy. I run, and I run, and I run. Run until the forest seems to open up in front of me. Something, my gaze travels upward. Up, up, up. Higher and higher. Something's there. Something huge. My breath catches and I take a stumbling step back. Defeat it. Defeat it. How the hell am I supposed to defeat this thing? It's the size of a house. I hear it snort. See it rear back. And something's coming at me. I barely have time to leap out of the way and hit the ground with a bone-crunching thud that takes my breath away and makes my vision swirl. There's no way. What am I supposed to... I feel something in my hand. When I glance down, I see a doll. A tiny doll. It's just sitting there limp in my hand. Limp in my palm. Its button eyes staring up at me. This. This is... In that moment, it sits up. First, its limbs jerk to life. Then its back rises. Its head, lolling forward, looks me straight in the eyes. Please kill me, Iggy. I gasp and sit up. Only now am I back on the couch and the sun reflecting off the window straight into my eyes. I groan. Ugh. My body feels like it's stuffed into a trash compactor and my ears are killing me from sleeping with my glasses on. I rub my eyes, taking a moment to collect myself, then check my phone. 10:06. Damn, I slept in a long time. There's a nice big splotch on the front of my shirt from where I must have spilled ice cream last night. I cringe and drag myself to the bathroom to clean myself up. As I'm showering, I remember Orlum. He hasn't contacted me since yesterday. Not that he needed to, but still, the thought sends me anxious tugs of worry up and down inside my belly. I should check on him. So once I'm done and back in the kitchen, the comforting I start the comforting coffee. I pull up my phone and give him a ring. It cuts to voicemail after the fifth dial tone. I nod the inside of my cheek. Bubbles of worry starting to turn into froth. I try twice more. Once after another 30 minutes, then again after forcing myself to wait a few minutes shy of an hour. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Didn't he say he misplaced the phone yesterday? He probably just hasn't found it yet. After a whole day, surely he would have found it. Then maybe he's still sleeping? But it's afternoon already. I scratch the back of my neck so hard I wince. Something's wrong. Before I even fully comprehend what I'm doing, I'm grabbing my shoes and keys and head for the door. I just know I won't be able to think clearly if I don't make sure he's okay. Orlum? My knock sounds uncomfortably. My knock sounds uncomfortably loud in the empty hallway. Orlum, it's Iggy again. There's no response. After an hour, after 4 or 5 knocks, it remains shut. I push past the discomfort of looking like some kind of stalker to press my ear to the door. I hear nothing. No sounds of shuffling. No coughing. No padded footsteps. Fuck, fuck, fuck. I let my forehead rest against the wood paneling. In my mind, I see him splayed across the bathroom floor with a puddle of blood. Ridiculous. Orlum would never. Never. I knock again, more frantic this time. Orlum? Orlin, please, if you can hear me, make a noise or something. My ear goes back to the door, straining, straining. There's still nothing. Not a single peep. So I do the only thing I can think of to do. I swallow my building up social anxiety and march down to the main office of the apartment building. Okay, I thought he was going to say he busted the door down. It's a small office, not much more than a desk, some shelves, and a few cupboards. The shelves are full of packages, no doubt waiting to be picked up by the apartment residents. There's a woman inside reading a magazine on the desk. She looks like she's in her 20s, though perhaps rough 20s. Her eyes look tired and her posture reeks of a complete surrender to apathy. She barely looks at my entrance. I tap the tip of my fingers together, all of a sudden losing the initial gumption I had on my trek over. Her gaze wanders back up. She blinks. Can I help you? Yes, it's just that my friend lives here and, he's not answering his door, and I'm worried about him. She stares at me for a moment, then returns to her magazine. Sucks to be you, then. Bitch. I press my lips together, brows flatten. You don't understand. I really need to get in there. And I need a sugar daddy to get me out of this place. But that's not happening anytime soon, hon. Something snaps inside me. I bring my hands down on the desk a little harder than I meant to. He might have killed himself. This makes her stop. She sets down the magazine, gives me an incredulous once over, then sighs. God, this is not what I needed today. What's the apartment number? 418. She pulls out a Millennia folder from one of the desk drawers and begins rifling through it. She slides out the form, studies it a moment, then, oh my God, that creepy fucker? I laugh. I assumed he didn't have any friends. I bring a hand up to scratch my arm awkwardly. He's so gross. Gives me the heebie-jeebies every time he comes in to pick up a package. I scratch harder, to the point I can feel the skin cells building up beneath my fingernails. It'd probably do the world a favor if he offed himself. You know, I'd really appreciate it if you'd can the commentary. I finally spit out. She just rolls her eyes, then swivels back around the locked file cabinet behind the desk. I bite down my tongue to keep from saying anything more and watch her comb through the maintenance keys. She must find the right set because she stands up and grabs her phone, stuffing it in her back pocket as she leads me back out the hallway. Whatever, let's get this over with. Once back at Orlam's door, the nervousness renews its stance across my neck. What's taking her so long? Now she's going from key to key to key, taking what feels like hours to inspect each one. I shift my weight from my right to my left, wipe the cold sweat damping the skin on my forehead and throat. Oh, yeah, duh, she says with a laugh, then pushes one of the keys into the lock. It opens with a dull click. I bump the door open the rest of the way before she even has a chance to pull the key back out. Orla? With 2 large steps, I'm inside. The clutter is the same as yesterday, along with the smell. Rub my fingers in the damp palms, look around. Orlam, are you here? The main room's empty. I make a beeline for the bathroom, bracing myself for a moment before pushing the door open and switching the light on. There's nothing. He's not here. Just the towel on the floor that I cleaned him up with yesterday. I shuffle back out, check the kitchen. It's equally as empty. Nothing and no one. My brow sinks in confused worry. He's not here. Damn, here I was hoping I could at least go home with a story. The apartment woman is leaning up against the door frame, her eyes wandering the room, her lip curling in thinly veiled disgust. Find moldy bread in there and just chuck it at her. Maybe there's some kind of note. Maybe you left something. I run a hand through my hair, attention turning toward the desk. Oops. Not my problem. Saves me the cleanup if you did it somewhere else, she says with a huff and pushes away from the frame. But if you want to keep looking, knock yourself out. Like I care if something happens to the fucker's place. I watch her walk out, jaw tight. How can she just... I feel my fingers curl toward my palm with a shudder twitch. But ultimately the feeling fades and my shoulders slump. I towed the door shut and begin searching the room, the desk, the bed, the kitchen table. But there's nothing. No hint of anything that might tell me where he is. Everything looks exactly the same as yesterday. I try calling him one last time, somehow hoping that maybe this time it'll work. That this time he'll answer and ask why the hell I've called him so many times. But upon the first ring, a sprightly ringtone breaks the silence of the room. What the? I follow the sound, kneel down, pull the phone out from underneath the bed, just stare at it for a moment and clicking it off. The screen jumps back to the main menu. Background photos of a brown, droopy-eared rabbit. Check through his phone. I pause, just looking down for a moment. Do I? I wince, bite down on my tongue. This feels wrong, but at the same time, what if there's some kind of clue to it or hint? I mean, you never know, right? With a twinge of guilt still dancing along the back of my neck, I start swiping through his apps. First page is mostly just games, social media stuff. Twitter, Reddit, Facebook. Candy College, Farm Progress Show. A couple of anime-style icons that could either be gacha or dating sims. I swipe to the next page. It's full of hookup apps? Tinder, Blender, Grinder. Even some ones I've never heard of, like 3Fun and Field. I scratch my head, starting to feel a bit uncomfortable. I'm almost scared to swipe to the next page. I instinctively hold my breath. Whew, just Tumblr. Well, that wasn't super helpful. He barely seems to have any notifications either. Just the missed calls from me. Nothing else. Feels a bit sad, actually. All these hookup apps, yet they're all silent. I chew on the inside of my cheek, then toss the phone down on the bed. Somehow I feel even worse. Sink to the floor, back against the bed, knees folded up to my chest. I don't know what to do. I don't know where he is. Could he be... I don't let myself finish that thought. Instead, I just sit there, arms wrapped around my knees and wondering how the hell it could have gotten this bad without anyone noticing. I think to Genzo, to the five of us, to the apartment lady. Her words still stinging the back of my hip brain. Orlem's not gross, is he? He's just different. Doesn't really fit in. Kind of like me. I stare down at my shoes. But somehow I've flown mostly under the radar while he's gotten the brunt of it. I hadn't exactly been the greatest friend to him growing up. None of us had. But we had our moments, hadn't we? I like to think that. I didn't know where else to go. I closed my eyes. Is it okay if I stay here for a little while? When had that been? Fourth grade? I don't remember. While I'm standing on the front porch looking like he crawled out of an alley somewhere. It's hot. Hotter than normal for April. Beads of sweat dot his forehead along his hairline. His shirt's a rumpled mess, his left eye is surrounded by a deep red circle. I can see parts of it already starting to transition to purple. I glance back in the house. My mom's in the kitchen ironing and watching TV, then step out onto the porch. What happened? I sniff and wipe my nose. I'm just getting over a cold. Orlin glances left, right, tugs his rat tail. I fell? Oh. Well, why can't you go home? Another cringe. My dad's mad. Oh. We stand there a moment, not saying anything. Finally, I jerk a thumb in the direction of the house. We can play in my room, I guess. Really? This brings out a smile. Then he grows instantly shy. Okay. Mom, Orlem's here. We're gonna play in my room. I shout as we start back in and up the stairs. Dinner's in an hour. I hear right before I close the door behind us. Wow, you got a lot of toys. I don't play with some of them anymore. My parents don't let me have toys. None? I sit down in the middle of the room and Orlem follows hesitantly behind. He doesn't respond, instead looking wide-eyed at my shelves of toys and baskets of stuffed animals. What do you want to play? I don't know. We can play Town Square. I say and reach for my box of action figures. I dump them on the floor. What's that? All the guys live in a house and, talk to each other and stuff? Oh, okay. I start placing my little critter and Bearstein Bear's picture books face down on the floor in a circle. See, these are the houses. Orlin picks up a Quasimodo figure from the pile, then another small one, and an even smaller one. He looks confused. That one was from a set, and that one was from a Happy Meal. Oh. But you can be them. They're usually a family. Okay. He places the trio of Quasimodos in a circle atop the picture books. I started sorting through the rest of the figures, assigning them to various groups based on the movie they're from. Orlin watches for a moment, then starts to help. I see him put Lando and Aladdin in one of the houses. I frown. Not like that. Huh? Oh, what's wrong? Those two aren't from the same movie. Oh. I pause. Orlim's wringing his hands. He looks really flustered. He picks Lando up. I can see him trying to figure out where to put him. I scratch my bare knee. It's okay. You can decide where to put them. Okay? He brings his head up. I see a small smile form again. I can? Sure, it's not like it matters. We make our own rules. He's beaming now. I see him go instantly to work, making various groups out of the figures, assigning them to their little houses, deciding their occupants will be. We spend more time setting them up than we even do actually playing. In fact, by the time we have a system of government outlined, we have finished cutting out small golden bits of paper to act as money. Orlem's eyes are starting to droop. I see him yawn. Tired? We can take a nap. It's okay. Okay. I stand up and step carefully around our extravagant city and reach the bed. Come on, you can hold Pink Bunny. 5 minutes later, sees us curled atop the sheets, breeze from the overhead fan playing with our hair. Orlem's holding Pink Bunny against his chest. He rubs his head again and again. Did you do the social studies homework yet? I shake my head. Not yet. I hate it. It's boring. I always do it last. Mrs. Akers scares me. I do it first so I don't forget. Silence. I see Orlam's gaze fall to the mattress. His eyes flutter shut, then back open, focusing back on me. Does Genzo ever talk about me? What do you mean? A shrug. Just wondering. Genzo talks about everyone. Smile. Yeah, that's true. Then, he's pretty cool, ain't he? Yeah, he's pretty cool. Orlam buries his chin at the top of Pink Bunny's head, fingers curling to the fluff of his torso. I feel my eyelids start to sink. I'm tired too. And the heat isn't helping. The overhead fan sending lovely brushes of wind against my cheeks. A series of pounding knocks from downstairs jerks me from my reverie. I half sit up, face skewed in confusion, listening. Across from me, Orlam squeezing Pink Bunny to his chest in a worried frown. I hear the front door open. Warm timbre of my mother's voice followed by a harsh bark of a man's. I can't make out what they're saying. And there's footsteps on the stairs. Sharp and purposeful. The door to my room swings open. Is it Daddy? Orlam sits up, voice cracking. Get the fuck out here. Do you have any idea how long your mother and I have been looking for you? Orlam winces. Starts to slide off the bed. I'm sorry, Dad grabs his wrist and yanked him the rest of the way, nearly sending him stumbling to the floor. George, George. My mother's voice from the hallway. She's coming up the steps. Is this really necessary? They were just... Orlam's dad storms out of the room, Orlam in tow. When my son is here, you fucking let me know. They disappear from view, and I hear them on the stairs, loud and angry, before just as quickly fading into nothingness out of the front door. Here and out, about 30 seconds. Just like a tornado that took off our roof when I was in second grade. I sit quietly on the edge of the bed. Pink Bunny's lying on the floor, his ears knocked over the smallest Quasimodo. Jackass, I hear my mother mutter to herself in the hall. Then, Iggy, food'll be ready in 10. Can you come set the table? Okay, Mom. I push myself off the bed, pad toward the door. It's getting dark by the time I take the bus back to my apartment. It's quiet and empty. The world outside the windows look exceptionally black with the brilliant white fluorescent reflecting off the blue plastic seats. I stare unmoving at the opposite wall, body jerking with each turn of the wheel or tap of the brakes. When the bus nears my stop, I let out a pass in silence. Don't even glance up at the button. Just keep moving, gliding through the night like a shuttle cutting through the nothingness of space. I chew on the inside of my cheek. Another stop. Driver keeps us rolling without much of a pause, as though he's never considered stopping in the first place. My legs swing beneath the seat as we round the corner to the right, engine humming against the walls. We're almost there. I hit the button, stand up. And in a few more blocks, but the bus finally does grind to a halt, I step out the door. It's dark. Dark and cold. The bus changes away, chugs away, leaving me standing in the circle of light beneath the bus stop lamp. Where the hell am I? But with only a quick sweep of my surroundings, I know. I'm there. Alrighty, I'm gonna stop here because since he says I'm there, we know we're at the forest. Let me see something. Go here. Here. Mm, We can, I think we'll raid out real quick. We will raid someone. Mm, street dog. Thank you for everyone that came in, and I hope you have a wonderful night. And I will see you probably tomorrow